What's up, people? Just giving you a little heads up before today's video starts. I do have a property for sale in Kentucky, Western Kentucky. Special piece of property, 150 acres, over 40 acres of tillable throughout the entire parcel. Super cool food plotting system, big old bucks, and soybeans are going in this year from the farmer. It is going to be a special place. It already is a special place. It's going to continue to be a special place. World-class deer. If you guys want more information on it, whitetaillandmanagement@gmail.com. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? So we did a video a couple weeks ago talking about forestry mulching. How much can we mulch in a day? Well, today we're actually going to show you. We did a bunch of trails, we did a food plot, we did some other things. A lot of you guys wonder about this stuff because you're going to invest in the forestry mulcher to come out to your property, or a guy with equipment. And speaking of that, here I have today with me is my new good friend, JJ. So JJ got a hold of me. He's very persistent over the past couple of weeks. This is an industry he wants to get in the future. And a lot of times I don't even answer, and I shouldn't say I don't answer those calls, but it's hard to just like communicate and get everything rolling. Well, JJ was super persistent with me and my busy schedule. And I said, you know what, JJ, you should come up and probably check out my property, because he's interested in doing a lot of the physical work in the future and stuff like that for people. And so we're going to show them kind of what we did on my given property. I'll be talking to JJ, but I'm also talking to you guys. And then at the end of the day, we're going to be able to show you guys how much forestry mulching you can get in a day, get done in a day, and how much you can get done and what you can get done. So let's do a little property tour. Guys, so one of the most important things that I like to add to a property is a perimeter trail. That allows me to insert myself in given the wind direction without walking on the same damn trail every single time and educating your deer. So at least if I have a perimeter trail, I can think about that wind direction, think about where that deer is bedded, and then walk down that perimeter and insert myself into the property. Where if I only have one trail down the middle, it's pretty pointless. So the first thing that I had my guy come in here and do is blow out a perimeter trail, and this one is on the far eastern portion of the property. So with westerly winds blowing across from the west end, we can keep the majority of our wind blowing off into the neighbors, not through my property. And we actually did a food plot here as well, also on the eastern side of the property, bedding to the west, so that westerly winds are in my favor. But we'll go check out this big old food plot now. Like I was just telling JJ, guys, and we were talking about in the video before, so this food plot lays out really well for westerly winds. That perimeter trail allows me to get in here, northwest wind coming out of that direction. We'll put a blind down here in this corner, right close to that access trail, so we can get in and out without pushing deer off this food plot, hopefully. But this food plot, you know, once again, this is all part of what we got done in a single day, guys. This food plot's a little over an acre. So an acre is about a football field. A lot of you guys would look at this and say, yeah, I got a 3-acre field. A lot of you guys aren't measuring correctly. But anyway, we got about an acre out here. Kind of undecided as to what I'm going to do with it. Probably going to put down some perennials as a base this first year, do some frost seeding. Maybe I'll even get JJ to come out here and help me with some of that later this spring. And then maybe we'll add some greens over the top. We'll drill in with a no-till or something like that. But still kind of deciding. But at the end of the day, guys, this is all part of what we got done in a day. And granted, there was a lot of popple slashings and grass and stuff in here. If this was big maple timber and some of this other stuff, like, you're not going to get all this plus the trails done. But I'm at least showing you what we got done pretty much in a day and a half maybe. We did a little extra stuff, but we got an excavator out here and did some extras. But pretty much in a day, I'm going to show you what we got done. And it's probably the higher end of what you can get done, but we'll show you what we did. Okay, guys, so we are in the kill plot. Pretty rough right now. Something we'll probably frost seed. I don't know about getting equipment back here, but when Landon and he's going to be able to show some B-roll of a pretty nice buck stepping out in this field earlier in the year. When we hunted this given area, a lot of these deer were funneling out of the western portion of the property. They already wanted to be here, thankfully. So we enticed and made the bedding area a little bit better, but now they're going to have a little kill plot to hit before they go out to the big field. And we were just looking around for trees right now. You know, where we can hang a tree stand, but I think there's a good chance we're going to kill a buck on this before he heads out to the big destination field. Just a matter of finding a tree, you know. But we'll probably do something like clover, chicory, alfalfa, comeback kid, and hot chick from Domain. Something that can withstand browse pressure, especially on these smaller plots. So once again, all part of what we've got done pretty much in one day of mulching. So now we're going to go truck through some of my bedding areas that I did separate from the mulching, and get back on the other trail system and show you what else we got done. Yeah. Like I said, normally I wouldn't do this, but you can see what I girdled. So kind of walked the western portion of the property, which we did not put a trail through. Would I have liked to have the trail to get deer out and stuff like that? Yeah, but you know, trying to get the most bang for my buck, I was thinking to myself, what do I really need a trail in the bedding area for on the western side of the property? It's where we want the deer to bed, want the food and everything on the east. So we didn't do anything over there, but now we are on one of the bottom edges of the property where the trail system did start up. And now, at least because we have a trail going right up to the bedding area, not through it, but up to it, this is a super easy way for me to get up in here if I had the right wind and at least hunt close to this bedding area, and have an opportunity at these deer coming out of there in daylight hours and getting a crack at them. So now the trail system starts again. In total, well, we'll get to it in the end, but we have a lot of trail systems, a lot of yardage in trail systems that we got done in here. So this is the beginning or the start of it again. So the perimeter trail that we just walked down, guys, kind of multi-purpose. One, just allows me to insert myself into the property if the wind direction is necessary for me to be on that side. But also what I noticed is, you know, earlier in the season before we made these trails, there's some good rubs on the tree line right here. And there was a good beat down trail when we did have snow of deer coming out here naturally. So now we have obviously a field behind me that I'm going to introduce into something, food plot, I don't know. But we're going to give them a reason, an easy reason, to walk down this exterior trail system, get out to this food plot, good place to hang a trail camera, but also, so I mean, a good place for me to sneak in, but also a good place for them to sneak out. So kind of multi-purpose. But like I said, this runs at least halfway back into the property, and it's another perimeter trail. So we got one more other trail that's going to kind of lead to where my house is going to go. And we'll probably move that trail around a little bit or manipulate it as things take place, you know, with the building process. But we got one more trail to go, so we're still going. Alright guys, it pretty much wraps up, I guess, the tour, but more importantly shows you what you can get done in a day with forestry mulching. Now, what I will conclude this video with, and what I will say, is that a lot of the habitat or the stem count and the stuff that we took out was younger age class. Allowed us to get a lot more done in a day in some of your properties. Now, if you have, you know, big mature timber, maybe it's not a job for mulching. Obviously, you get other equipment in there, dozers, loggers, all that other good stuff. But this is what we got done on pretty young, new regeneration stuff. You know, I would say we got over an acre food plot done. Granted, my guy did come in here and like do some better ground prep, you know, days after, but we had it cleared in a day. We did that entire trail system pretty much in a day. And in total, yardage wise, I couldn't even tell you how many yards of trails that we probably have now, but I bet you probably close to a mile. And I know it seems ridiculous, but we go 80 acres deep. You know, you move over this side of the property, you come back down, like there's a lot of trails in here, and maybe we had more in the future, but that's kind of what we got done in about a day, just with one forestry mulcher, guys. So keep that in mind when you're kind of looking to price out what projects you want done on your property when it comes to forestry mulching. See you next time.